So I'm here with Dr. Mahadevan from Stanford University, but we're not going to talk about medicine. We're going to talk about something that at least I think is equally fascinating, and that's his name. So what is your full name?
Full name is Swaminatha Venkatesan Mahadevan.
And my full name is Salman Amin Khan. And the reason why this is fascinating, other than the fact that Dr. Mahadevan's name takes up many letters, the reason why it's fascinating is that in South India, names aren't the way that we associate it. So my name, for example, which is a non-Western name, but it has the same structure as a Western name. I have a last name, and this is the same last name that my father had and my father's father had. And then my parents came up with the Salman and the Amin. And so this part is unique to me, and that this is my family name. And so that's how I'm named in North India. And that's how Western people are also named. But what's going on here?
Well, the only actually unique part of my name is actually my last name, Mahadevan. That is actually my name.
So your father's last name is not Mahadevan?
No, my father's unique part of his name is Venkatesan.
So what was your father's name?
My father's name, just to confuse you, is Mahadeva.
Mahadeva, but that wasn't because of this.
No, that's because his grandfather's name is Mahadeva.
Okay, so let me write. So his name is Mahadeva.
Mahadeva Swaminatha.
Swaminatha.
Venkatesan.
Venkatesan. So let me do that same purple color so that we can track the Venkatesan. So Swaminatha. Venkatesan. Venkatesan.
Exactly.
So so this was the unique. So this is confusing. So you explain it to me.
All right. So when we look at his name, the only unique part of his name is his last name, Venkatesan.
Right.
His middle name is his father's name.
Is his father's unique part of his name.
Exactly.
So his father had the Swaminatha.
Exactly.
Your grandfather.
My grandfather.
Had the Swaminatha up here.
Right.
I see. So it kind of moves its way forward.
Exactly.
Generation.
Exactly.
I see. So it became your father's middle name.
Correct.
And then it's now your first name.
It's my first name and both of my brothers' first name as well.
And both of your brother's first name and all of your father's brothers and sisters' middle names?
He only has two brothers, but their middle names are also Swaminatha.
Fascinating. So your name essentially kind of tells you exactly who your grandfather and father are.
Correct.
But then you lose the names beyond that. So for example, in my name Khan, I imagine there's some guy, 300 years ago maybe with the last name Khan.
Genghis?
Perhaps that would have been about what about 900 years ago, but or 1,000 years ago, but I don't know. Hopefully, well, who knows? He's a mixed bag. But yes, but potentially Genghis,
yes.
right? But you wouldn't get that with your naming scheme. You would lose that information.
It makes it very difficult unless somebody knew where you lived and knew your family for many years. With each subsequent generation, you can see that name moves and then gets dropped. And so it becomes very difficult to trace someone back. In fact, if I was trying to trace my genealogy, if I just went by my last name alone, I would find other Mahadevans, but it would be unlikely that they were related to me.
Right. That's like me finding other Sals.
Exactly.
The likelihood that they're... So it's interesting. So when people call you Dr. Mahadevan, it's like calling me... I'm not a doctor. My mother would like me to be, but it's like calling me Dr. Salman.
Exactly. And when people refer to me, the unique part of my name, my nickname is Maha,
right.
Because the other two portions of my name are my grandfather's name and my father's name.
Right, so it's really just completely, well, I guess it's not completely reversed because to some degree this is kind of what you would consider what a North Indian or a Westerner would consider their last name, in terms of it's shared with your parents and with your siblings.
Exactly.
Right, and this is kind of like a middle name that you got from your grandfather.
Exactly.
Kind of.
Exactly.
Fascinating. And so are you continuing with this with your children?
Unfortunately, the trend has stopped with me. So all of us in my family,
So
except
your
for my
kids are named
wife,
like Bill and Susan now,
Aditya and Lavanya,
Okay.
have the last name Mahadevan.
Okay.
My son has the same middle name as me, Venkatesan.
I see.
To honor my dad, and I actually, for my daughter, his middle name is named after my wife's father, Venkateswaran.
Okay. Right, I see. So now 1,000 years in the future, people will know that they're descendant of the Dr. Mahadevan.
We'll see.